Welcome, everyone, to another enlightening Ascension Wisdom Conversations. It is brought to you by Galactic Ascension Academy at SheilaTillich.com. Yes, this is the time to awaken and live your soul's mastery. I am a galactic grandmother, Sheila Tillich, and I invite you to relax and enjoy this time together as we discover our Ascension Wisdom Mastery. As souls, we have entered a higher dimensional reality as humans on planet Earth. This is the new energy consciousness. It has awakened our multidimensional spiritual DNA abilities, which are given to us by our galactic ancestors. Join me, dear ones, as we live at our soul's full potential, live in our wisdom mastery in this ascension time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ascension Wisdom, and I am your host, Reverend Sheila Tillich. And today I have a great treat for you. I have a close friend and a fellow Rochesterian, where I lived, and her name is Jennie Marie and she's actually Mama Medium. So a lot of you know her as Mama Medium. So I want to just share with my bestie here to talk about Ascension Wisdom and where we are. So Jennie, thank you for being here. Go ahead and you can greet my audience. They are wonderful.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. I'm very honored to be here. Yeah, and talking about spirit and ascension and dimensions and frequency and all of that's right up my alley. I love everything about it. What specifically do you want me to start with?
Well, how are you feeling things changing? I know we've been doing this for quite a few years, and you're amazing and as a medium, and I've seen you live. I've been with you many, many times, and it is great to see how you work and the evolvement now in your work and the difference in it from when we first started to where we are now. Could you
Thank
share
you. I
with us?
appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. When you start out, being a medium and talking to past loved ones, it's a little tricky. Am I making this up? Is it my ego? Am I on the right path? How do I know I'm healing? I think for me, it was a big thing of I want to make sure that I'm using it for healing and closure. That's specifically why I say I have my gift. So in the beginning, meditating, working on that, trying to get as much clarity, higher self, angels, all of those wrapped up in. So now 20 years in, still doing all of the same things, but it's such a higher frequency, it's a higher dimension, it's a higher, and not even just dealing with past loved ones, but the collective. If now when I'm reading someone or sitting with someone, most everyone's caught up. I don't know how to say that a different way. We're all in this awakening, and now it's no longer, hey, I'm this medium and it's so taboo. It's now, yes, I can share frequency, I can add healing, I can add closure in a way that maybe you didn't know or think of. So collectively, we're all on the same page, which is amazing and wonderful. And I think it's easier for light workers to find other light workers to say, hey, I need your guidance. Hey, you have this gift. I need help with this gift. Let me help you with this. Oh, I get chills when I'm saying this right now. And collectively growing.
We can relate to that, can't we?
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
And how we're connected. It's wonderful. I remember the first time even though we were both from Rochester, I didn't even know who Mama Medium was until I was down in Florida. I was actually doing a class down there, and one of my students says, "Hey, I was on Lifetime. Did you, I heard about a medium from Rochester. Her name is Mama Medium. Do you know her?" And I said, "No, I don't, but let me watch it." So we did. And then the next day I got a text message from a friend that knows you, and it was like one thing or another. And then I think a few weeks later when I came home, either you contacted me or I contacted you because we're friends on social media and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like I love it. I love how we're all in this frequency together and we all use each other. We
100%.
we all use each other. So, Ascension Wisdom. What wisdom do you think you learned about yourself about doing this work? Meaning, how has it helped you grow as a person,
Immediate.
as a
I didn't
human?
mean to cut you off. Immediately, the first word that comes to my mind is confidence. right? So it was not only, yes, I can do this and I have this gift that I've known my whole life, but it was more of using it in a way to heal others. So that gave me the confidence to continue to do it. And while we're watching others heal, we're healing ourselves, right? I got chills right now.
Bingo.
So there's so much wrapped up inside of that. The first word that came to mind when you said that was confidence. So, and that means in every area, like, you know, when you feel good about something and you're thriving about something, or your energy's just higher and positive, that means everything. That means as a wife, as a mom, as a friend, you know, not just in this spiritual realm, but trickling to all parts of the area. I'm going to say confidence. I think the clarity and the strength and the meditation, all of that, regardless, even talking to the past loved ones like I can, for my own self has changed everything else. You know, and I say this all the time, once, you know, you and I talking today is obviously raising both of our vibrations. But even if I think of myself as like the little epicenter of my family, if my vibrations are high, then everybody else's vibrations are high. And then everybody else opens up their gifts. It's just, I think it's a great confidence. It just keeps coming back when I'm asking spirit right now. It's just confidence and not ego. Confidence. It's different.
Exactly, exactly. You know, when I first started doing this, I didn't have the confidence either, but also I was still stuck in my fear and the things that I didn't like about myself. And I was so glad that Spirit told me, you know, you are who you are. Don't try to put a mask on and be somebody you're not. Be who you are. That's why I like doing this, Ascension Wisdom, just talking back and forth, back and forth. It's not about ego, it is about the mission. But also, what I found is as I started being real, being authentic, that's when my power really came in. That's when my power really came in as far as I see me finally. I didn't before. You know, it was I was so stuck with all these other things that were going on in my life. But I also have seen that in you. I've seen that in many other people. And it's like we are who we are. And also, how does it relate to us in our everyday life? Just like what you just said, your confidence, everything, your knowing. And as I go from year to year to year and see the changes in everybody, I get so excited. I get so excited, especially the evolution of the higher consciousness. We're all connecting in that consciousness field. And because collectively we're evolving, you know, the names come through, the people come through. And it's like, okay, I got to get a hold of that one. Or I see this one. Or this one will really work for you. You know, why don't you go here? Which is great. Which is great. So you wanna share a little bit about that? How have you first of all, you've moved to Texas. You moved out of New York State and you moved to Texas. What is the difference in the actual demographics? I mean, are they receptive or are you just having fun? Are you still going all over the place? Because you were sharing a lot.
Yes. Still traveling all over, which I love because I don't think that spirit needs one spot. I don't think I need to be in one spot. I want to go everywhere. I want to meet people. I want to hug people. I want to love people. That's my jam. Texas has been really great. It's so sunny. And I know that sounds silly, but when I meditate, I'm a Leo. I want to sit outside. Literally every morning I sit outside and have my coffee. We have an ice storm right now. I did not today, but the sun is out. So I'm still looking at the sun. To me, it raises my vibration, whether I'm in that, not in that. There's such, I don't know how to describe it. The energy here is different than Rochester. And to me, I'm contributing it to the sun. I know it sounds silly, but it is. It is a little different down here because it is a lot more religious down here. I am running into that a lot, actually. And it's fine. I mean, everybody can feel the way that they want to feel, and it's just different. There has been a shift. The good news is when you're talking about being your authentic self, I have not changed. I am an Italian New Yorker that lives in Texas and loves the sun. And so, I mean, it is what it is, but going back to that authenticity, that's who I am. This is how it is. Don't get me wrong. I've made great friends, aligned with some great people, have done some really great, you know, energy work down here, mentoring, you know, mediumship, all of that. It's been really wonderful. It was a change, but it was a change that was needed. And I didn't even know it was needed at the time we moved for my husband. So it was a team effort.
Yeah, see, I relate so much to that because I was traveling a lot in the last 10 years.
I
And now what
remember.
I've done is kind of slow down a little bit because traveling is hard sometimes, but it's also wonderful because you meet so many different people. And, you know, I see you in the sunlight. I see your light. I see your
Thank you.
light. And no
Thank
matter
you.
where you go, you can take that light with you. And that's how I feel. And of course, upstate New York, we just did have a snowstorm and you had an ice storm. And I still go out every day. I go out first
Same.
thing
Yeah.
and I will admit this last week I have had my snow boots on, but usually I go right out to my bare foot, and everybody laughs at me, but it's like I love the connection with earth. I love the connection, how I feel. And this morning I woke up and, we had the big snowstorm. We got about 12 inches, I think it was. And I just jumped out of bed and hurried up and put that coffee on. And I went outside and I love it. Touching the trees, touching the bushes, feeling in line. And I do my exercises out there, by the way. I do.
Good. Good.
Yeah. But it's the light, and a lot of people say to me, how can you be so positive? And I says, well, I want to live a joy-filled life. I don't want to be sad all the time. So it's got to start with me first. And so I can't, tell other people how to do it if I don't do it myself. Just the same as the healing, just like what you talked about.
Yeah.
It's like the more we do this, the more healing we have in ourselves as far as seeing ourselves in other people, but also seeing the actual magic, the magic with that light. When you see yourself growing and you see yourself changing, that's the evolution that we were talking about.
For
And
sure.
it's gotten so exciting for me, especially doing this for so many years, just like you. And it's like seeing the changes in people. Yeah, we have a lot of other stuff going on, a lot of negative stuff going on, but it's still a choice. It's a choice of how you look at life, right? And
Agreed.
yeah, and I choose to stay in gratitude and thankfulness. And I know you share that a lot with your family and your boys, and they've really grown. I've seen them grow. They're
Yeah.
really grown. My grandkids too, and I love this time of my life is because we are so needed, light workers, seekers, soul connection of helping other people connect that we don't ever die. Our
So
vibration
true.
gets stronger and stronger, and we are shining our light for others that need to see their own light. And once for me, I don't know about you, but I love it when I see such a change in a person and I validate them and they say, well, how can you see this? This is because this is how you came in and now you come in with a big smile on your face. I can tell, but also the changes I can see in you every time I see you.
Thank you.
So, how do you feel um, going forward? What do you see going forward besides the light and joy and stuff like that? Is there anything that you see that you didn't see a couple years ago?
Me, meaning for myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
I'm manifesting every day. I'm manifesting every day. I know I'm not done. I always say, if you can see it, it's yours. You just have to align with the energy. So I'm seeing a lot of things that I'm just aligning my energy with. And yes, it's not, we all want to be right here, right now, and on the timing, but I have chills. We have to align that energy to get to where we want to be. So we're constantly manifesting here. I love that you brought my kids into this because I feel like they have all learned gratitude. That's huge that you say that. Thank you. Every morning when I have my coffee and I sit outside, it's gratitude and then it's a meditation. But I'm literally constantly all day walking around saying thank you out loud, by the way, because I feel like I am thankful for this moment. I'm thankful for the energy that's around me because it's not just me, it's my past loved ones, it's the angels, it's everything. It's all that energy. I have chills really strong. So I say that all the time. So it's interesting because my kids, all of them, all four now, understand gratitude. They say it. It's so interesting to watch it from a teenage boy's perspective. I think it's one thing to have a mom that harps on you about it, but if you're buying into it, I'm like, oh, your own intuition. Like, I don't know. I love that piece. Their own intuition is buying into it. And they're like, wait, I feel a certain way, or wait, this makes sense. Or I have chills when you say that. So yeah, as I'm manifesting and growing, Mike and I are doing it together, right? He has his own path, I have mine, but also watching the children. And that's just in my little house of 6.
Yeah.
Watching the evolution grow daily with them, where it's seems a little bit more longer time for us, but on a daily basis, watching all 4 of my kids buying into it. I don't want to say it that way, but I'm going to say it because they're teenage boys. It's amazing.
And you guys are great role models too. That's the key.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
the mindset. It's the energy in your home. What you think and what you say resonates in everything,
For sure.
And I just absolutely love. So many of us are buying into it, as you say, but it's not really. You know what? I like that buying into, and sometimes you have to meet them where they're at, right?
Yeah. Yes. I want to say this. You brought up fear earlier. For some reason, I just heard to tell you this story, especially about the boys and buying into it and moving forward. I have I'm afraid to fly, and I have fears of heights. Irrational, doesn't make sense. Working on it. I know I'll get there. And I remember this time because you just made me think about evolving with the children. And we were getting ready. My one son lives in Seattle, and we went out to Seattle to visit him, which was a huge thing for me anyway. And we're in the Space Needle. And my other son looks at me and he said, Mom, you told me that fear is irrational. It doesn't matter. And if you align with it, it'll get stronger. So why don't we just align with spending time together and being at the top and picturing what a great moment that will be? I looked at him. I had tears in my face. He was 15. I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud.
I know.
We got on the elevator. We went to the top. It was amazing. It was wonderful. I had chills. But in my mind, I remember thinking, again, he feels the energy. He knows it. It's about the fear, like releasing it. He was like, Mom, I'm scared too. But if we do it together, like that collective energy, he was right. We did it. We did it. We nailed it. And it was amazing and wonderful. And would I do it again? Yes. But it's so interesting because I always think about that moment. Like even my 15-year-old kid was like, hey, Mom, I'm scared too. But you've always told me don't align with the lack. Don't align with the negativity. Align with the positive and the celebration. And we did.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's contagious. It's contagious. And of
Yes.
course, everything that aligns in you and aligns in them aligns with everybody else in their life.
100%.
100%. That's what I like to stay in the positive. We're all evolving. A lot of people say, what does ascension mean? What does ascension mean? What is this consciousness stuff? It is about awareness and
100%.
choices, right? It's choices whether you want to stay stuck or whether you want to move forward. It's the same in mediumship when you have, excuse me, when you have a session with you. I know bringing the light into somebody, realizing that their loved ones is not gone. They're right
No.
here.
100%.
It's another vibration. And I feel the same way. And the things that I do is about our helpers, all of our helpers, all of our generations. In other words, all of our ancestors that have been with us since the beginning of time. And it's really cool when somebody recognizes, oh, that's what so-and-so grandma or so whatever said. It's like, yeah. And then you hear from them on the side in spirit say, yeah, you go, girl. Don't forget about this.
So true. So true. It's amazing, right?
Yeah. And also when I would say something to my kids about, so-and-so relative that had passed over, and I always tell them every morning, I've had all my family members are gone now. I'm the only one left out of 10. So I was number 6 out of 8. And every morning I go to my kitchen cupboard and I ask, okay, what cup do you want me to have today? Because they all gave me different cups. I have cups from different siblings and they kind of fight over it. Or they talk to me on a continuous basis and people say, how can that be? I said, because it's love. Love
100%.
never dies, never
sure.
dies. And they help you. And this one time I went to see a friend who was in the hospital. We did a session, another friend and I did. And then we decided to go to dinner. And we went way over to the west side, because now I'm on the east side. We went to the west side, went to the house. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as we sat down, I look up And my brother, who passed in 19, his best friend and his wife were there celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. And we have
Amazing.
not seen them for over 5 years, almost 6 years since my brother died. And it was beautiful is because we went there because my brother said we're going to the Brook House. When my friends are waiting
Yeah.
for I heard Brook House here. And then what happened was his friend was thinking about him the last couple of days. And I said, well, of course you were, because I was going to
Yeah.
come. Well, what a gift. What a gift that he gave his best friend and his wife a gift. And I went
Amazing,
over
right?
that. So isn't it? I love it.
I mean, you and I live in it daily. I feel bad for people that don't see it like that, but 100% how that was orchestrated, right? For the energy. You could have very easily been like, I heard the Brookhouse, but it's too far. You could have made any justification in the world, but you were like, no, Brookhouse, that's where we're going because you were supposed to be there because that man was manifesting to somehow relive energy with your brother. And your brother's like, hey, I'm giving you energy. I'm giving you energy. And he's like, I'm not feeling it. So he's like, here, I'll do one more. Here's Sheila.
Yeah.
I'll make it even stronger for you. Here you go. Right?
I love it.
Cool.
I love it when I tell that story. And there's so many other stories. I mean, we all have
sure.
them. Yeah, because we live in it. But people say, how can I connect? I said, just go inside. Just ask.
Yeah.
They're right there. They're
Sure.
right there.
For
So
sure.
anyway, I love sharing with you. I love being
I
in
love
your.
you.
Yeah, I do too. All right. Now, would you tell my audience if they want to get a hold of you? How do they get a hold of you?
I am willing to help anybody and everyone. So please email me at JennieMarie714 at Gmail. And Jennie is JennieMarie 714 at gmail.com. I know it's long, but I made it 20 years ago. So it's just the one that is stuck. JennieMarie714 at gmail.com.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much for spending the time with me, Jennie, because it was
Thank
it was
you.
amazing. And thank you everybody for tuning in to Ascension Wisdom with Sheila B. Tillich and also Jennie Marie. So we'll see you next time. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Welcome everyone to another enlightening Ascension Wisdom Conversations. It is brought to you by Galactic Ascension Academy at SheilaTillich.com. Yes, this is the time to awaken and live your soul's mastery. I am a galactic grandmother, Sheila Tillich, and I invite you to relax and enjoy this time together as we discover our Ascension Wisdom Mastery. As souls, we have entered a higher dimensional reality as humans on planet Earth. This is the new energy consciousness. It has awakened our multidimensional spiritual DNA abilities, which are given to us by our